on the sound and transition. And hello, everyone. How are you doing, Mama? Off my phone. There we go. Fix that.
I'm all right. How are you?
Move my microphone. I am doing okay. I'm a little late getting home, which is why I'm a little late starting, but that's okay. But yeah, I don't think I have anything fun or interesting to share. Yeah, not really. So, unless Mama, you have something you want to share,
Nope,
I
I've got
will get.
nothing. It sounds like Sudoku time.
Yep. All right. So, oh, I forgot to say hey to Chip Sounder, who has waved in the chat, and we are going to do our first puzzle, which is going to be Knights and Kings Lunch by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Cells separated by a knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. Cells separated by a king's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. Clues outside the grid sum the digits between the 1 and 9 in their respective row/column. Cells separated by a V sum to 5, and cells separated by a black dot has one digit double the other, a 1:2 ratio, and digits in a cage sum to 8. Okay. Well, all of these V's are 1, 3, 4. This one here is easy 1, so it takes out 1 and 4. Anti-knight and anti-king. 8s have to be 2, 6, or 3, 5, because the 1 takes out the 1, 7 possibility.
Yeah.
And actually, this can't be a 2, 3, because this would have to use 2 or 3. So, that is going to take out 1 and 4 as a possibility here, 2 and 3, excuse me, and 1 and 4 for this one. And now, this could still be a 1, 4, but just whatever this one is can't be that.
Right. The 2, 3 pair in row 6. Makes the 5, 6 on the bottom and 2, 3 on top.
Okay. Well, the black property dot here, well, I guess I could just simply do both of them. You cannot have a 5, 7, or 9 on the black property dot because they're odd, and so cannot be divided by 2. Now, we can still use 1 and 3, because 1 and 3 can be doubled, but 5, 7, and 9 double to 10 or greater. So, it is the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8. This one here is going to take 1 out as a possibility, but not really change too much. The 2, 3 here, because of anti-knight, both see this cell. So this cannot be a 2 or a 3. Now this one, the 2, 3, and the 1, 4, remove all of the low digits from here, leaving 1, 2 not possible, and 6 and 8 cannot pair with a 6 or an 8 either. This has to be 3 or 4.
Right. Well, the other black Kropke, since it doesn't have a 3 on top, it can't have 6 on the bottom.
Right. Okay. And now the sandwich. Where can I have a 1 if I look in the entire row? Anti-king is going to remove that possibility. So the 1s can go in any of these 3 positions. And then 9s are have a little bit more freedom. So maybe we're not supposed to look at that yet. But what can 13 be? It can be 5, 8, or 6, 7. If it was in 3, well, it couldn't be, an 8 paired with 2 or 3, or 1 and 5. Excuse me, 1 and 4. A 7 would pair with 6, so that would have to be 2, 4, but the 2, 3 over here is not going to make that possible. So a 6 would have to pair with 7, but you can't use 1, 2, or 3.
Right. So 4 or 5 would be the minimum.
Yeah.
And then you need another 4, so it has to be done in 2.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, and it definitely couldn't be done in more. So, so 6, 7, or 5, 8 sort of implies we're probably going to use this and a 9 here. We could do a 9 here and 6, 7, or 5, 8. But I think, because you can have a 1 here and 2 steps and 9, or a 1 here and 2 steps and a 9, but that's going to have to force a 1, 4, because it has to be 2 steps and then a 9, and these were the 3 spots where a 1 could go. But both of these had 2 steps to go here. So then our 9s are in one of those 2 positions, which would make this a 5 or a 7. Excuse me, I clicked the wrong button.
Well, and where that 1 is in box 2,
Yeah,
limits it in box 3.
right. Because we've got Sudoku, Anti-Knight, and
And
Anti-King,
anti-king,
so 1 has to be one of these 2.
which takes out the 1 from the crop key. Not that it limits a lot, but
Yeah, because you can still do 2, 4. So that was the only thing 1 was connected to.
and in box 1, the 1 does have to occur in column 3
Right.
because of where they are in.
Columns 1 and 2.
Uh-huh. Well, and if you consider where a 4 could be in box 7,
Anti-Knight and
now the
Anti-King.
top, right. Now, in box 8, which would be column 8 or row 8, column 4, sees all 3 of those 4s by either Sudoku or so the
Anti-King.
bottom one can't be 4, yeah.
Yeah.
And since it can't, oh no, because the 1 would still.
Could this be a 1 and a 4? Because where could 4s go in this box now? Well, I guess they're still like this. And a 4 here would still allow a 4 there, which is not restricted by this one, or either of these 2.
Right.
Although, what about ones? Because this one removes this row, and here by anti-knight. The ones over here are going to remove both of those by anti-knight. But this one here will just remove this and that. So you could do 4 and 1.
Right.
Okay, what about 4 in box 3? Sudoku, anti-knight and king, anti-knight. These 3. Where is this 2-3 in this box? Oh, it's this one. Where is that 2-3 more accurately? Because it can't be here or there. Now, this is a red and blue pair, so it takes out that one. So red is one of those 2. That means blue is one of these 3.
And red
Which
is in
means,
column 2.
right. But that means that these cannot be blue. Because if this one's blue, anti-king. Easy enough. Anti-king here, but also anti-knight. So I can't use a 2 or a 3 here. This has to be 1 and 4. Which is going to place 1 and 4 here as well.
Well, 4 can be placed in box, 6.
Here, not there.
1 can be placed in box 6 as well. It sees
There,
the
and
first
this
one. Right.
And an anti-king to take this one.
Which places the 1 in box 1.
3, 1, 2, 3, 1. One of those 2. And then in this box, one of these 2. Okay, what about red and blue in here? Well, red is going to have to be on this side. Because these remove red from the bottom, and these 2 remove it from here. By anti-king.
And blue has to be on top.
Right. So it can be either one. Red being here, I think it'd be any 4 of these. Red and blue in here. Blue is going to be removed from those 2. So, well, anti-king takes both of those out. Anti-knight actually takes both of those out. So this one actually has to be blue.
Well, and red, yeah, that one can't be, yeah.
Yeah, and now you can't put a blue here. So blue has to be this one. Because this one sees both of those by anti-king, and that one by anti-knight. So then it sees all 3. So this one can't be blue now, so this one must be. Okay, well, red and blue. Anti-knight, anti-king, anti-knight. And then you can't have a red here by Sudoku and anti-knight. Can't have blue here, so they have to both be in the bottom. Takes all of that out. And then these two see blue. So blue's one of those two, so this has to be blue. And now we just don't know where red is in this box. But it can't be in the middle. These two both see that. So this isn't red. So this one is, and now it's not these two. 2, 3. Red, red.
Oh. Yeah.
Red is gone. And then that's gonna fix these two. Which is actually gonna grab these two. Which this one grabs this one. And now this is a 4 and an 8. Because this one's 2 or 3. This 4 sees that one, places a 4 and 8 there. 4 can't be one of those two, so this isn't blue, this one isn't red. And this one and that one are fixed. So red's 2, 3, blue is 2, 3. Okay, there's an 8 here. So this could be 5 and 9. Oh, this is a 4. So that's a 9. That's a 5. This is 6 and 7. So these two are 6 and 7. These two are 6 and 7. 5, 8, 9. 5 sees this by anti-king, anti-knight, so that's a 5. 8 sees that one by anti-knight, so that's 9 and 8. 5, 8, 9. 5 anti-knight there. I see some roping going on. Very definitely 2, 3, and 4 everywhere. So I predict this is going to end up being 5 and 9. And over here, 6 and 7. But I will wait until the logic actually gets there. So this is probably 2 and 6. But again, once the logic actually gets there. This 8 has to be one of these two.
Well, 9 can be placed in box 6. Look at anti-knight and the
Sudoku.
anti-king. And the...
Yep. So that means 9 has to be one of these 3, and both of those see there.
9 can be placed in box 9.
Solve 3 of those. And places it there. And then we've got this one's done, so that's a 9. And then up here can't be this one. So 9's one of those two. What about these? Well, not there. So 9. No. 8 has to be one of these two. Oh, that can't be an 8 because the 8 we already placed here. So 8 and 8 are done. So now that places 8 up here. This 8 sees it by anti-knight. 5, 6, and 7.
8 can be placed in box 8.
This can't be here. And then this one sees that. So there's an 8. 5, 6, and 7.
8 can be placed
5.
in box 7. Anti-king and anti-knight.
That's in place for 9.
That places the 8 in box 4.
is a 5, a 9, an 8. This is no longer a 9, so that one is... that's all our 8s and all our 9s. 5 has to be 5, 6, and 7. That's a 6, 7 pair, so that's a 5. 6, 2, yep. 2 and 3. 5 is gone from here because the 5 we just placed over here. 7 and 6 because of those two. And this is just going to do the rest of that. 5's going to end up there and there. And then 7 and 6, 7 and 6. And you place a 5 here, 7 and a 6. There we go.
Nice.
I really liked the logic with the 2s and 3s. The rest of it was just figuring out how the rest of it just needed to go. The 2s and 3s was the important part. That is not the button I wanted to press. I guess I don't really need to get rid of the coloring, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, then... Thank you. Chip Sounder says that was an excellent solve as intended. So I'm really happy about that one. So, next one, another Chip Sounder puzzle, is going to be Hidden in Plain Sight by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row column and 3x3 box. Cells separated by a knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. Digits in a dotted cage sum to the total given in the top left corner of the cage without repeat. And I just realized I forgot to share the links. So here was the first one, which I should have shared already. And then grab the second one, right? Just copying this whole line here. And then for consistency's sake, take out all of that. There we go. First try. Alright, reread the rules, just in case I ever come back and clip this. Hidden in Plain Sight by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 once each in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Cells separated by a knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digit. Digits in a dotted cage sum to the total given in the top left corner of the cage without repeat. Cells separated by a black dot has one digit double or half the other, a 1 to 2 ratio, and cells separated by a white dot are consecutive. Not all dots are necessarily given. Well, those 3 are those 3, and these 3 are those 3. These 3 are those 3.
Well, and we know blue is from 1, 2, 4, and 8.
Alright. 2, 4, 8. 2, 4, 8.
Get rid of the 1 and 8 in the middle of the
That's true.
crop keys. Column 7 has that 3, the 2 crop keys together also.
And the reason we know that it has to be those 4 digits is because you cannot use 5, 7, or 9. They're odd and cannot be doubled because 1 and 3, you can double those to 2 and 6 respectively. But 5, 7, and 9, you double those, you get past 10. So everything else is fine. But we cannot use 3 and 6 on a chain of 3 because 3 doubles to 6, which doubles to 12, and you can't represent 12 because it's the greatest you can do in a standard puzzle is 9. That takes out both 2 and 4, so this 9 is actually pretty heavily restricted because 2 pairs with 7, 4 pairs with 5, and I'm missing the 3 that pairs with 6.
Well, and you can't use 1, 8 because that would leave 2, 4 to satisfy 3 cells.
All right.
Box 9.
Yep. 5, 7, 9, and corner 8. Because you have to use both 2 and 4 in this chain. This is either 1 doubling to 2, doubling to 4, or 2 doubling to 4, doubling to 8. Or you think of it as 8 halving to 4, halving to 2. But in either case, you have to use 2 or 4. Now, if I'm looking at this correctly, I think these 4 have to be blue. And the reason I say that is because this has to contain the blue digits. If it didn't contain the blue digits would overlap with the green digits. And we know that green and blue are different. We don't know that blue and red are different necessarily, except for this right now, which proves that they are. And then since this isn't blue, now we don't know that these aren't green though, because red and green could be the same group of cells. But these have to be blue.
They sum to 14.
Yeah. 2 and 4 is required,
4
which
and
is
8.
6. Yeah. See, 4 is required, 1's gone. And we do have anti-night.
Night.
So this one can't be the 4. So with that, is that enough to prove that these 3 are green and these 3 are red?
Well, we
Because
know green
this
is
one
on the bottom.
sees all
So the
3 of
3 green.
those.
I mean, look where the 3 green are in.
Well, the problem is we don't know
4.
that red and green are different.
Oh, right.
We know that this cell has to be red. But what about these 2? They don't have to be. They can be here. But this one sees all 3 of those. Those by Sudoku, and this one by anti-night. Oh. But this one cannot be 2, 4, or 8. So, blues are 8, placing 2 in the middle. And this has to be 8. And then 2 or 4. This 2 sees that by anti-night, so this is 4 and 2. 8s are gone, and so are the 1s, because the 8 sees both of those by anti-night, and then the 1 had to be one of those 2. I'm just going to give us an 8 over here.
Where's with that 8? Because of where they are in columns 7 and 8.
Yep. But then that's going to force 2 to be here.
Right.
We know it cannot overlap with red. It must go inside of here.
In box 4, I think the white crop key is 5, 6, because it can't be 1 and 2, because there's 2 in... Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, hold on. You said in box 6. What am I doing? 2, 4, and 8.
Oh, did I
So
say
you can't
box
have 9
6?
or 1.
I meant box 4, but that's all right.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's all right, because
3 pairs of 4 and 2, so we have to have a 6 here. So we give this a 6 there. this one.
Yeah, I was seeing all blue, but it's like, well, wait a minute, no, because because the blues are over there. Those are from the blue set minus 2, 4, and 8. So yeah, I was thinking right. It can't be 1 and 2 because the 3 that are oh no, 2, 4, and 8 are in there. Never mind.
Yeah, 2, 4, and 8 have to be in this group. Although only one of them can be on the Crocodon. Although you could only have one of them on there anyway, because they're not consecutive.
Right. No, I was thinking of those 3 were not in that blue set, but no, wait a minute.
No, yeah, the green set have to
It's
be.
the green set.
Well, if this is 18, we know what these 3 sum to. This is 14. 24, 4, and 8 is another 12, so 32.
15. Oh, 30, 32. Yeah.
Yeah, 14 and 18
13.
is 32.
13.
So if this is 13 left,
13 and 14 is 27. So 18 for the last 3.
wait, what? No, we've got
Well,
18. We've got 18 here
right,
and 14 here.
right, which makes 13 for what's in box
Remaining.
5.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying these.
And then
Okay,
those 3
is
would be
14 and
18.
13. Oh yeah, it's the sum of these.
Or
Oh, and they're
14 and
consecutive,
13
so
is
it's got to be a 6
27.
with a 5, 7 pair, right? Because we know
Yeah,
that this and this have the same sum.
right.
And so whatever these 3 are, this and this has to be the same. So it doesn't even matter what this is. We do know that this is 18. So 6 and 7 is gone, and it's going to have to be a 9. And 5
5
is
is
gone, so
gone.
yeah, 1, 3, 9. So 1,
Well,
3, 9,
and we know
and a
that
5 or 7.
5, 6, and 7 are the 18 cage in box 8.
Yes.
And the 6 cannot be in the center because of anti-night. Oh, in fact, the top one sees both by anti-night from the other, so that is the 6.
Oh, these are all odd. So this has to be even. Can't be a 6 because it sees both of these.
Well, and row 6, column 3, doesn't that see both 5, 7s in box?
That's true. Yeah, and it
That
just couldn't
means
be the red one anyway, so that's
right.
the more important one.
And the top of the white cropped in column 3 would be the same as the up diagonal one. No, it
Yeah.
can't be the yeah, those 2 are the same. So that is in red. Whatever that
Um,
one is in row
right.
4 in red.
Because neither of those could be 6. But this one could still be the one that sticks out.
Right, yeah.
Ah, but this 5, 7 is in red. This 5, 7 cannot be in red, so those 2 are the same. do have to have 6 as one of these two. Oh, and this is on a black Kropke dot, so 5, 7, and 9 are all removed from there, which means this one is the 5, 7 that is in red. So this is actually 2 or 6. Okay. This black Kropke dot up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 8, can't have 5, 7, and 9 for the reasons we discussed previously. 5, 7, and 9 cannot be halved, and they cannot be doubled because they'd be greater than 10.
Well,
Or
on the right
greater than
side of it, the right side of that cannot be 2, 4, or 8 because it sees all 3 of those by Sudoku and Knight's Move, anti-Knight.
So 1 is double to 2, 4, 3, and 6 goes to 3 or 6. Okay, well, we have 2 or 8 on here, because 4 and 6 is already removed, so 2 goes to 1 or 3, 8 to 7 or 9.
In box 2, the 6 is in the right hand, yeah, and it sees the 2, so that gives us an X-wing in 6s.
One, 2, 4, and 8, so 5, 7, 9, and 3. Where 3 and 9 have to be on here. Which, if 3 has to be in here, this is 3. This is the 3, 6 here, and the fact that none of those can be 3, because 6 isn't 3, 8 isn't 3, and 3 isn't consecutive to 6, and you couldn't put 3 on here. So if 3 has to be on here, yeah, that has to be a 3. These are gone. Oh, and this one can't be that one, nor can it be this one, because this one is this 5, 7 couldn't be on the black Kropke dot. So this and this are the same, they're both 1s, so that's a 2. This has to be 6, so 6 and 3, 8
And in
2.
row 4, okay, never mind. I was gonna say the white Kropke has to have an 8 on it, which resolved the 2, 8 in box 5, but you already resolved that.
Yeah.
From a different direction.
Yeah, the 2 here.
The 6 in box 7 can be placed.
6 in box 7 is not these, or that one. So 6. And then Chip Sounder said you could have just asked where 2 was in box 8, which is this one.
Well, there's that
and
too.
not of these. 3 and 6 is the 6 that just knocked that out. Well, Jonesy says, "Hi Joe, hi Mom," and Chip Sounder says that would
Hello.
have looked up and give you the 2 and the 8 in box 5. Yep. Let's see. These cannot be 7 and 9, so I have to use a 5 or a 3. It could be the other way around. What am I missing? Oh, well, I have to have a 4 in this group, so that's a 4 here. Six isn't blue. Nor is it red or green. And if 6 isn't red and it's not green, then these three... Oh. Well, that doesn't matter. The thing I was trying to prove is that red and green aren't the same, but this one could still be here. Although we do know that this is 5 or 7. Although we also know that this one is in red. It has to be one of these two. And since this one also has to be red, those two have to be those two, this has to be a 3. So that's a 3, this is a 9. I'm just going to take out the greenness of these. So now we just need to figure out which one of those is green. 5, 7, 9. But it can't be a 9. It's an anti-9.
Well, 4s in boxes 8 and 9 form an X-wing.
Fours. And then this. So 4 has to be one of these two?
Yeah.
Okay. The last 4 digits in box 4 are 5, 7, 8, and 9. And this one can't be a 9 because of this. So this cell is that one. And that can't be a 7 because we've got a 5, 7 pair. That is blue. Those be orange. This 6 could be orange too, just for funsies. This is a 1, 9 pair. I guess 9 can be orange just for fun. That makes those green and orange. I don't really know why I'm painting these. Well, consecutive pair. What could those be? 6 is gone, 3 is gone, and 1 is removed by both of these, and 2 is removed from both of those by anti-night. This 4 sees that 4 by anti-night. So either this is a 4, or one of them is an 8. So you can't put a 5 here, because 5 doesn't connect to 8. But it could be a 4 and a 5, or it could be 8 with 7 or 9. Now, problem. This one sees that one, but that one sees that one, so we don't get to remove 5 and 7. Which I kind of hope we would be able to do. Oh, 3 is consecutive with 2, not 8. So that takes out 2 from here, places it down there. And what's remaining on this? Can't do 1 and 2, so that would be 4, 8, and it can't be a 3, 6 pair, so it has to be 4, 8, and the 4 has to be on top. So it gives us 9 and 8. And now 8 isn't either of those, so it can't be paired with 7 or 9. It must be a 4 or 5 pair. So that gives us 7, that gives us 5, 7, 5, 5, and 7. 5 by by Antonite, 7 by Sudoku, 8 by Sudoku. Take out the largeness there. 5s are gone. 7 by Anti-Knight is removed. 4 is removed from here by Sudoku. Alright, what's left in these 5? 6, 3, 4, and 5. And 2 is taken out from all of those 2, and this one takes it out from there, so that's the only place a 2 can go. That one's gone. 4 right there places a 2. This is an 8 because of the 8 there, so neither of these are 8. 1 and 1 take out from these, and this isn't a 9 because of Anti-Knight. These 2 can't be 2
So one
by
could be
Sudoku.
placed in box 7.
And it's got to be here because of the ones here and here.
Which resolves the 1, 4
1,
in box 9, yeah.
Okay.
1 can be placed in box 8.
Alright. 1s are going to form an X-Wing, placing a 1 here. And I think that's now the only 4, so that's the only 8. 8 and 4 is gone. 9 and 1, and that is on the outside.
Box 1, the 8's placed. There's one more 8. Box 8.
This is a 7. Let's see, 9. Here. 7, 9. 5, 7. I don't see 3. This sees that. So 3 and 5. And then this isn't a 9. What else? 3, 7, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And this 5 sees that, and also that one. So 6 and 5. This 6 is gone. So 5 or 7 there. 5 by Anti-Knight.
And Sudoku is in the column.
2.
Needs a 9 in column 6.
9. I don't see a 3. And I also don't see a 5. There we go. And now we can relax. It's no longer hidden in plain sight. Yeah. Alright. Alright, that one. I was trying to figure out what the now you can relax thing was referencing.
It's all done.
Yeah. Although I wasn't, Chip Sounder says the white dot in box 2 was given all along. Digits don't repeat in a cage, and you need an even digit on it. Oh yeah, we learned the 2, 4, and 8.
Oh, right.
We knew it had to be a 6, so it was learning where the 5 was on it. So it was given us a 5, 6, or 7. But yeah, that was definitely a thing that was overlooked as soon as we learned that. Yeah, these ones I overlooked for a while. Because those two were the same. But yeah. Anyway. I don't have anything else to say about that puzzle. So next puzzle is going to be a Jonesy puzzle. Three is a crowd by Jonesy. Hello. Normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 exactly once in every row
No.
column. Oh, I don't know how to read. And it doesn't help that the 6 and a 9 is the same symbol, just rotated 180 degrees. So excuse me. Three is a crowd by Jonesy. Hello. Normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 6 exactly once in every row, column, and 2x3 box. Killer cages. Some cells are surrounded by dotted lines called cages. Digits cannot repeat in a cage, and the digits in a cage sum to the value in the top left if given. Arrows. There are circles in the grid with attached arrows. The digit in the circle is equal to the sum of the digits on the attached arrow. If two arrows are attached to the same circle, they each independently sum to the value in the circle. Digits are allowed to repeat along the arrows as normally allowed by other rules. Have fun. And this puzzle was, or this link to this puzzle was created in nearly 471 days ago. A little over a year old. Well, I guess a year and 3 months. Almost 4. So a year and a third old. Where to
Well,
start?
the circle in box 4
Mhm.
sees never mind. My brain was wrong. Well, it has to be 5 or 6.
Yeah. Yeah, because it couldn't be 3 or 4 because these two see that
And it
5
can't
or
be
6.
5. It can't be
Mm-hmm.
5. Because if it's 5, you've got that 5 cage that shares, and if it's 5, then it would have to be the same digit in the arrow as in the box.
Oh, right.
Yeah. There we go. I knew it was a 6 for a reason, but I couldn't place why.
1, 2, 4, and 5. Can't put a 5 in a 5 cage, so then this becomes 1, 3, or 4. But whatever this is, these differ by 1, and this is 1 greater than that. So it could be a 1 and a 2, a 3, a 4, a 4, and a 5. But whatever this digit is, it has to be one of those two. So then this has to be it. 1, 2, 4. Oh, hold on. This could be a pair of 3s.
Right.
Well, it's still true that those... Yeah, whatever this is, it cannot be on here. Because the only way that this... because the sums are the same, if this was on here, then its partner, like whatever red was, its partner would be below it, which would then be there as well. So red is still one of those two, but red could be that one. So it's still one of these two. It's not quite as helpful as I was hoping. Trying to think about like what this one could be, but then it's just one of those 3, and like this one could be any of those 3, and could even be that one. I
Well,
guess
it
green
couldn't be
could
the
be
one
this
in the
one,
same
so any
column,
of
yeah.
these three. But that doesn't feel that helpful. Okay, well 6 has to be one of these two, and it can't go on an arrow, so it's this one. So now, those two are the same.
No, no,
Mhm.
no, 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 no. Where
Because,
if 6 goes there, where do you put 6 in box 6?
oh.
So why do you have 1, 2, 4 at the top of
Oh,
column
right, because I
5?
was still thinking that that was the same. No, that has to be 6. Because where does it go in
And
this
6
column?
has to
It has
be
to
in
go here.
red,
Yeah,
and it can't be on the arrow.
6. There we go. Now that. Yeah, I forgot to backtrack when I realized that those could be a pair of 3s. And now, if these were not the same, where does this cell go in this column? We, however, have already proven why it can't be one of these two. It can't be in the same box, and it's definitely not a 6. So those two are the same, and they're a pair of 3s. So that's 2. 3. And now this can be 1 or 2, making this 4 or 5. 1, 2, 4, 5.
And 2
I guess
has
this
to
1, 2,
definitely
4,
go
5.
on the arrow in column 5, because it can't go in column 6. There's already a 2 in column 6.
Right. So this is 2, 4, and 1, 5. And this has to be a 4. And this is 1, 5. This one's 1, 5. And this one is 2, 4.
And there's oh, never mind. I say there's no repeat in a cage, so that's 6 and 8 or 10, but it's 8 or 10, but it doesn't matter because there's no number.
Hmm. One, 4, 5, 6. This one can't be a 1. So a 4 only works if this was a 3. So this can't be a 4 because of the 3 at the bottom of the column. A 5
Can't
only
be
works if
5,
this was
yeah.
a 4, which breaks with this. So that's not a 4. So this isn't a 5. So this must be a 6, making this one a 5. And if that's a 1,
And
4,
that's
5
2, 3.
triple, we get a 2, 3. Okay, where is 3 in this box? It's not here, and it's not there, and that can't be a 3 because of this. So that's 3, making this 2 and 3 this way.
6 in column 3.
Has to be here. 1, 2, 4, 5. Although it's not really helpful because it's all of those 4
6 in
remaining
column
games.
1. All the 6s. Well, everything left is from 1, 2, 4, 5.
Yeah. These two are the same. Those two are the same. This one must therefore be red. Red is one of these two. Blue is one of those two. I don't know which way those are around. Red is one of these three. Blue can be any of them. blue could be either of those. Okay, I don't feel like red and blue were helpful. What about asking, what about these two? Green and purple. Well, purple has to be one of these two. Which means it can't be that. So, purple's one of these two. Jonesy says, this was my first attempt at setting with set, which is set equivalence theory, I think, but not the best attempt since nobody uses it in their solve. Yeah. If there's a way around it, then people are going to try and avoid it. And Chip Sounder says, hidden in plain sight, the puzzle we just did before this one had 3 instances of set equivalence theory, boxes versus columns. Queen has to be one of these two. Jonesy says, or I guess Pip Sounder says before Jonesy, the rows and columns that had the 45 cages in them. And then Jonesy says, now I see how it isn't needed. You guys are very good solvers, so you don't need it either. There's a part of me that wants to do it anyway. But I'll figure it out eventually. 1, 2, 4, and 5. 2 removes it from those two. Whatever this digit is, it must be one of those two. Which means it's one of these two, which means it's this one. Well, it could be a 4, so it could be that one. Nebuzaradan, hopefully I said that close to correctly, says the arrangement of the arrows here does look very setty. So we do have the 2 rows and then a column. And that's going to remove those. And actually take those out as well. And then these 4 are going to be 21 more than those 2. Unless I can find another spot to make red, in which case then the red and the blue will be summarily equal. They'll have the same sum to make it little less fancy. Which, if I did a red here, just for funsies, those would be removed. And then a 2 and a 6 would take those out. So these 4 would have the same sum as those 2. And this is already a 6. And 3. Well, this is either 8 or it's 10. And if we subtract out the 3, that would be 5 or 7. So these 3 either sum to 5 or 7. Nebu Zaradan says, I would go down column 6, which I did, and maybe across row 6 as well. If I included row 6, I would take these 2 out, and then I'm again, oops, take the colors out. That would again mean that blue is 21 more than red. And if I take those 2 out, because those are the same, I'm still 21 more than red. And then I have 3 6s, which is 18. So now I'm 3 more than red, which means that's a 1 or a 2, and this is a 4 or a 5. And this 1, 2 is the same as that 1, 2. Which actually makes this one blue. And Chip Sounder says, and red can't repeat in the cage, so that makes red, oh, here,
Red is
which
2.
is 2. So that gives us 4, 2, 2 is gone, 4 and 2,
Blue is 5.
blue is 5. 1, 1, 4, 4, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 4, 5, and 1. Here we go. That was definitely really interesting how the set there with the arrows led down to that. Now, Jonesy says the intended set equivalence theory was rows 2, 3, and 4 versus columns 3, 4, and 5. If we take all of this out, then we can take out the arrows.
One more arrow.
Yeah, do that one too. And then the sums are the same. And so Yeah, because these 6s were found pretty quickly, and that's a given 3, which means that 15 with a 5 and a 10 is forced pretty quickly. So yeah. I can definitely see how that was probably a much easier version than the one that I went with. I'm trying to think what my next step from where I just had the 1, 2, 4s, and 5s left. Yeah, those weren't set yet. I guess this, we didn't know if that was a 4. No, we knew it was a 4. Yeah. What my next step from here was supposed to be. Oh, did we not know which way the 2, 4 was here? Oh yeah, this one still had 4, 5, and 1, 2. Yes, yeah, just 4, 5. No, did I not know that that was a 2? And that was a 3? No, because that had to be 2 and 3. Was this a 1, 4, 5 triple? It couldn't have been. It would have had a 2s in there. And I'm trying to think what my next step would have been from here if I didn't start painting rows and columns. I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, doesn't really matter. 2, 2, 5, 4, 2, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 1. There we go. And Jonesy says, I like how thorough you are. And also the reviews after solving. That's a nice touch. Thanks for the solve. Yeah, I really like how there are sometimes different approaches to different puzzles. And I try my best. One of the things that I struggle with my own personality in live streaming is trying to figure out how much time to spend on stuff. But it's not like I'm monetized, so it doesn't really matter if I'm not the most entertaining. But I don't know. Eventually, I'd like to get monetized and start making some money off of this. Although I don't know if Sudoku would eventually be like the long-term thing there, but I do really care about logic in general. So, and it's just also something like my brain gets. If you've heard of the term "Nerd's Night" from XKCD, I often will get sucked into the rabbit trail from there. But with that, yeah, there's a a comic in XKCD where they talk about how they can trick people who really like solving problems into stopping in the middle of the road. That's the concept of the puzzle. I guess I could actually just simply pull it up. Let me Google that on the different real quick. XKCD nerd images, and let's actually pull that from the XKCD website. And hopefully this pulls in correctly. Yeah, and my camera and stuff isn't covering it. So over here, Black Hat is sitting in a chair talking to Cue Ball and says there's a certain type of brain that's easily disabled. If you show it an interesting problem, it involuntarily drops everything else to work on it. This has led me to invent a new sport, nerd sniping. See that physicist crossing the road? Hey! On this infinite grid of ideal 1 ohm resistors, what's the equivalent resistance between the two marked nodes? And it shows an infinite grid of ideal 1 ohm resistors and 2 red points. And the physicist crossing the road says, it's, interesting. Maybe if you start with, no, wait, you could, and then a truck goes, boom. And then Cue Ball says, I will have no part in this. But Black Hat says, come on, make a sign, it's fun. Physicists are 2 points, mathematicians are 3. Nebuzaradon says, the original XKCD meaning is somewhat darker than how I've heard it used. Yes, it is definitely a little darker than how most people refer to it as just sort of getting sucked into a problem. But yeah, I highly recommend XKCD. They're a really funny comic about sarcasm, math, romance, sarcasm, math, and language. And I also really like their what ifs. So like the most recent one, I think, is Comet Ice. So I actually am probably behind on reading these. Yeah. And then Jonesy says, we create problems to solve them and feel like we have some control. There is definitely some of that. I try my best to make sure that I'm solving practical problems. And so, while that's not to say that like an infinite grid of ideal 1 ohm resistors and the things you would do in order to solve that problem, not that I'm familiar enough with the laws and stuff that are necessary to solve this problem. But the problems like that, I tend to struggle with a little bit. And so I struggled with Calculus 2 somewhat when I took that in college, when we were doing a lot of infinite, or whether or not a series converged or not. That one was something I struggled with a bit to find the practical application. Although I do still enjoy watching people on Numberphile explain problems that are more recreational mathematics. So, but yeah. Anyway, with that, yeah, I really like this puzzle. But I don't think I have anything else. Mama, do you have anything else or anything
Nope.
that conversation brought up? So with that, Entrothermo, also by Jonesy. Hello. Normal 6x6 Sudoku rules apply. global entropy. The digits are split up in 3 groups: low, 1, 2, middle, 3, 4, and high, 5, 6. Each 2 by 2 in the grid must contain one of each group. Digits must rise from the bulb of the thermometer to the tip, and a digit in any circle must appear exactly as many times in circles as the value of that digit. Meaning if there is a 1 in a circle, it must be the only circled 1 in the grid. If there is a 3 in a circle, there must be exactly 3 3s in the grid that are circled. Good luck and have fun. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles. And they cannot all be 6s.
Think.
Oh, let's not forget the link. Did I remember to put the link to the last puzzle? I definitely did not. So if you'd like to give the last puzzle a go, here is that link. Consistency. So there's the link for that one. And then here's the link for the one we're doing now. You'd think I would be better at this with how often I do this and how my brain gets really focused on routines and stuff. Let's see. I know that the circles, the sum has to be the number of circles. So I could do 1, 2, and 3. If I look at these 4, these 3, the most they could be, 3, 4, 5, and 6, is a 3. I think they could actually all be 3s. But I think that's enough to prove that I cannot have a 4.
Well, no,
So
they
they all have
cannot
to be
all
one
be
of the
3s. Because the one in row 3 and the one in row 6 would have 5s in the same
Oh, right, 5's here.
rows.
Yeah. So we know these 2 are at least not both 3. I know I've gotten my hearing checked a few times, and each time they're just like, while you're missing some ranges, you're normal for the most part. So I think I just need to slow down, because I mishear things too much. Because my brain's trying to go too fast. Well, okay. Because one thing we need to keep in mind is the global entropy
Right.
aspect. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, 6, which wasn't very helpful. 1 and 2 are low, 3 and 4 are middle, and I was looking at these 2 and being like, oh, those are both low. They're not. One could be a 3, which is part of the middle group. But if I ask where this one is, it has to be in this set. And if these were both 1 and 2, then this 2 by 2 wouldn't have 1 or 2 in it. So one of those is a 3.
If the thermo bulb in box 4 is a 3, then the 2 circles that are not on the thermos are a 1-2 pair. And we know that both box 4 thermo and box 5 thermo cannot both be 3s. So that would be a 1-2 triple. And those 2 at top would both have to be 3, and that would not work.
So this one's 3, not that one. And that is a yellow. Now, 2, 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 3, 4, 2, 4. 5 and 6 is definitely a high digit. Now, if this was 5 and then 6, you wouldn't be able to have a high digit in here. So this has to be a high digit. So that's 5 or 6. This is 4, 2, 1, 3. Those 2 are yellow. This is 1. Those 2 are blue. Blue. Not a 2. And this can't be 2. So this is.
And that 2 by 2 needs a red digit.
Right. And 4. And so this is a 5 or 6. And this is 2 or 3. This one can't be 3 anymore. So that's definitely low. I need a 5 or a 6 in here, so that's here. And 4, 5, 3, because this is 1. This is all of them. This needs to be yellow, so that's a 4. That has all of them. Need some blue digits.
Rows 4 and 5, columns 1 and 2, has to have a red.
Yeah.
Well, you can't have red in the first cell of the row. And there's already a 1 in a circle.
There is. So that's 3, 2, and third.
3.
No, 2. Because I need 2 2s. And I've already got my 3 3s.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Blue. This has to be yellow 3 or 4.
Well, column
This can't be
2
yellow.
already has 2 yellow. And in box 5, it needs a yellow and a blue.
Blue
That's
and
blue.
yellow.
Yeah.
1 and 4. 5, 6, 5, 6. I need a 1, which is blue. I need a red, which is 5. Yellow, or 3 is yellow. These have to both be blue, so this is a red 6, 2, 1. I'm missing a 1, I'm missing a 2, I'm missing a 3, 4, 6, and 5. There we go. And Jonesy, you said that both this one and 3 is a crowd are not posted on Logic Masters Germany yet, right? While we wait on that one. Okay. Jonesy says, very smooth solve and right. So, we are not, can't post them on Logic Masters Germany. But yeah, that was really fun. The proof that this couldn't be a 3 and that they couldn't both be 1 and 2 was I guess I'm trying to come up with something more to say than really interesting or crucial, but I really liked how that worked out there. But yeah, anyway, last thing is German pen palindromes by Signy, maybe? Hopefully that's correct. The normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits along a green and gray German palindrome line have read the same forward and backward, and adjacent digits have a difference of at least 5. Digits along a slow thermometer stay the same or increase from bulb to tip. All right. Interesting. So we know red, blue. Well, maybe I shouldn't be doing red and blue. But yeah, Jonesy says, oh, I recently saw this on Kraken Cryptic. Very interesting puzzle. Reminds me to post the link. Boom. One, two, one, two, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two, one, two. Alright, hopefully that's all correct, because everything else is purple. Okay. And now
Column 7 has 4 green.
does.
So
that makes us purple and a pair of
right.
greens. Uh-oh. Jonesy says I made a mistake in box 7. Oh, yep, 2 greens.
Well, at least that's at the end.
Purple. Green, purple, green, purple, green, purple. Yes, okay. Thank you, Jonesy.
And it didn't affect column 7, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have been really sad if it had affected this one. Is there anything we can make about this one? It's like these two are the same. And this has to be green-purple pair. But I'm not seeing anything that lines up well enough to tell us how that needs to work. Okay. Alright, well, I want to put 4s in all of the purple digits and ask, can this be a 4? That can't, that can't, that can't, no, no, yes, no, yes, 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 no, yes, yes, no, no, yes. Now, this was the second one, so that's also a no. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. And 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is also a no.
Oh yeah, I
6,
forgot. Where's the
7.
center?
Center is the ends are green, so it's going to be I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 35. So
17, 18 is the middle one.
okay, and that should be the 9th green. 1, 3, 5, 7. Wait, you said 18?
Yeah. Well,
So it's
17 on each side. It's an odd, so
1, 3. So it's a purple digit in the middle.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. 2, 4,
Well,
6, 8,
14
16, 18. So this is the center?
should be.
Okay. I counted 18 there. And 17, 16, 18, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. It also doesn't help that my brain doesn't seem to want to work properly at night. So, Chip Sounder says, phone died. Solved this one the other day. Lovely puzzle. It was recently posted on Cracking the Cryptic, like Jonesy said a few messages up. And I may or may not be copying them a little bit. That's a 4. Those can be 4s. 1 step, 2 steps. So these 2 can't be. And then if we ask the same thing with greens, then those can be, so these 2 can't. This one definitely can't. That one definitely can't. This one definitely can't. This one pairs with that one. So those are fine. This one and that one are both fine. Let's see, this one and that one do not work.
No.
So that leaves us with these 2, and then those
No.
won't work either. And then really need to mark those. So hopefully I did that correctly. But then I'm not sure what else to do with the lines. So, okay, well, in green, this has to be 4, 6. Because the other 3 cannot be. So around this 4, 6 here, I have to put 1 or 9.
But
And
does
if
it
this,
have to be 4 or 6?
it does, because these 3 cannot be. And one of the 4 has to be. Right? Because there are 4 greens in the box. And it's either
Oh,
1, 2,
right,
3,
right,
4,
right. Right,
or
right,
6 or
right,
9.
right.
And so, because these 2 are 1 and
I
9,
forgot about the 4 green in the box.
then this one, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one is a 4, 6. Makes those two 1, 9.
And in
But then these two cannot be 6 then.
yeah, column 7, the bottom of the cannot be the yeah.
Hmm. Where can the purple 1, 9 go? In box 4. Well, it has to go in the middle because of the purple 1, 9 here. And then this one here takes it out of that, and we know it's purple, so it can't be there. So this is a purple 1, 9. So then we ask here. Can't be there, so it's one of those two. Here has to be one of these two. And we get one of those two. Can't be there. And one of those three. Okay. Well, the first step in cannot be. So it's not there. So this has to be the purple 1, 9. Because it can't be those. So then it's still one of these two. Mark those as, I don't know, it's yellow, but so every one of these two, and then in this box it has to be one of these two, because we just ruled it out of the bottom and out of here. So that actually makes this one 1 or 9. And this is 2 steps away, so this is the purple 1, 9. So one of these two, but that one just showed it, so this is 1 or 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Cool. Then Chip Sounder says there's a finned swordfish on 5s in rows 1, 6, and 7. There's a finned swordfish on 5s in rows 1, 6, 7, and column 1, 5, and 7. Excuse me. Not column 6, it's 5, 7, and 8. Hold on. Let me mark these as black. So these 3 rows, not column 6, it's 5, 7, and 8. I know what a swordfish is. That's where you can, it's like an extended X-wing. But a finned swordfish, I don't remember what a finned swordfish is. But if I look in rows 1, 6, and 7, and columns 5, 7, and 8. I feel like I'm missing something. These are the only spots where 5s can go. See the 5s. And swordfish. Okay, so it's just a regular swordfish. The fin swordfish is nicely arranged. Let's discuss an article on swordfish. Well, it's the difference between nicely arranged and not nicely arranged. Chip Sounder says maybe that's wrong as there is leeway. Let's get rid of those for a second. Now, spots where there's only 3 options. It's here, here, but I'm seeing too many options in most of the other rows. There's 4 here, 5, 2, 3 in row 8. Yeah, I'm not seeing enough things. There's 3 in column 2. 4 here in column 6. Yeah, I think it's just there's too many options there in the rest of it. The fin rule says we can ignore extras in a column. We confine eliminations to the box where the fin is. Okay. So the fin means okay. So fin swordfish on 5s rows 1, 6, and 7. And then columns 5, 7, and 8. Now, I think there are too many for this to work. because, like, yeah, there's too much wiggle room in there. Alright. Jonesy says there must be something to do with the palindrome, which I agree with. So, let us continue from here. I want to ask on greens where I can place sixes. On the main one. Now, this box, I already know can't be sixes, and these can't be. And that can't be a six. Now, those two can't be sixes. Step out here, and we already know those can't be sixes. Step to this one. Those two can't be. This one we know already are. These two can't be sixes. Step to the next one, not sixes. Step here, and that can't be a six. And these two can't be sixes either. But I can still have a six there between what we know are 1 sixes, and that six would end up being that one. And then Chip Sounder says maybe 3s and 7s are restricted as well. And so that would be the next thing to consider. Although, with the fact that, well, we know where the purple 1-9s are, because this had to be the green 4-6. And then, so if I want to know how green 7s would be restricted, I would ask where those could go. So let's do that. Please. Not those two. Okay. And if I place 7 in all of those, we know it's not this one. So we know 7 has to be one of those 3. But let's start from here. Those could be 7s. These two could be 7s. Except, neither of these could be 1s. Which means both of these would have to be 2s, and that's not going to work out. So the 7s don't work there. 7 and 7. We know that those two are 1-9, so those could perfectly be 2s. Same thing on the opposite side. And the same there. This one could not be a 7. So then we ask this one and that one. It could be a 6 or a 7 with 2 1s surrounding it. So the next one down is here. And these two could be a purple 2. And then you could do 7. Could do 7s here, with these two being 2s. No, this wouldn't work, because this one couldn't have 2 2s around it, so those can't be 7s. Okay, we know that these 3, one of them has to be a 7. And those 3 correspond to the 4-6 and the 2 before it. One of these 2. And then this 7, which is here. So it has to be one of these 3 is a 7. But nothing sees all 3 of them. 4 6s. The green 4 6 in this box obviously isn't purple. Can't be these three, can't be that one. And we already showed it can't be this one. So then the green 4 6 has to be one of these two. And this can't be the green 4 6. This is the green 4 6. So then I ask, okay, where can it be in this box? Well, it's not there. That one can't be it because that's the purple 1 9. Or excuse me, the purple 1 9's here. This can't be it because its partner is there, and those can't be, so that's not it. So this one has to be the green 4 6. So then we ask it here. Can't be this one because both of its neighbors are in the same box. Can't be the top one because of there. So then one of these two. This box can't be there. Can't be this one. So one of these three. One of those two. Oh, if this is 4 6, that can't be a 6. And those are the same, right? 1 2 3, 1 2 3, yeah. So in here, can't be that one, can't be that one. It's one of those two. Where is it in this box? It's one of these two. And where is it in this box? Well, it has to be one of these two, so it's not there. 4 6. These two, one of those two. So then it has to be one of these two. Okay, so that's fine. Purple 1 9s, we have all of those, right? 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, yeah. Chip Sounder says, where is the purple 4 6 in box 4? Unfortunately, we don't know. We know it's not on green, and we know it's not either of those two. But it has to be one of these three. Which, if it was here, that would give us the green 1 9s. If this was 4, and that was 4, or the purple 4 6, that would force the purple 4 6 to be here, but we don't know if those have to be 4s. They're just candidates to be 4s.
Maybe you should superscript them.
Yeah. Same with all of these 7s. Now we know one of these two has to be 7. The same as one of these 3. So one of these two is a 7. They're 1, 2, 3, and 4 from the end. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that means this can't be a 7, because it has to be one of these two. And this one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is no longer a 7. So its only options are 8 or 9. Same here, here, here. Have to be 8 9s. Oh. Well, in that case, because these two cannot be 7s, this has to be, it's the only one in the row. So this is 3 or 7. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4 from the end. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 7. So this has to be 2, 8. This can't be 7. It's 8 or 9. And yep, that makes this one 3 or 7. So this one's 2 or 8. And that's the first one in. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Purple 2, 8 there. This can no longer be 7. It has to be 8 or 9. And that's 2 steps away from this one. And we're not closer to learning the purple 4, 6 in box 4. That's okay. That's an 8-9 pair here, so 8 and 9 is gone. This is a 3, 7. That's the first one, which apparently I already had placed, so that was a little goofy. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, this one can't be a 1, nor can it be a 2, and if it can't be a 4, then this is the purple 3, 7. So that was 1, 2.
Well, in box 4, we know that the center of that short thermo is purple.
Oh,
Because
right.
there are 4
Purple.
green.
Here we go. Chip Sounder says that is a 1, 2, 8, 9 quadruple in row 8. 2, 8, 9. So this cannot be 1 or 2. It had to be one of those. This is this one. Can't be 1 or 2. This one can't be a 1. These have to be 1, 2, 8, 9. Okay. Well, if neither of those are 7, and that's not a 7, that makes this 3, 7. Which means this is 1, 2, or 8, 9. And it can't be the 1, 9. So this is 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. And that's fine. Three, 4, 7, 6. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. No, it can't be 3 or 7, because the 3 7's right there. Chip Sounder says row 5, column 9 is purple because 5 in row 6 is restricted to one of these two. There we go.
Right, yeah.
And this is either 3-7 or 4-6, which pairs with this one. And now I have all of the purples
Purple.
in row 5.
And box 4 has 4 green. So that has to be 5. Because it can't be purple. There's 4 purple in the row.
And this is a purple 4-6. And now we know that that is purple 4-6. And I think
And
this
one
is
can
5.
5. Yeah.
That's 1-9, so that's not 1.
Column 7 has 4 green. And so row 1, column 7 is purple. Because it can't be 5. It sees 5 by Sudoku. And it can't be green because there's 4 green in the...
Jonesy asks, how would you solve if there was only a palindrome? If there was only a palindrome, I mean, there might need to be more clues in the grid, but I would be placing colors around the grid. So I'd be doing like red, blue, yellow, and so on. But because it's the German Whisper, I feel like it's a little easier to mark this way. But yeah, now that I've got a few more in the grid, this purple 2-8 has to be in the bottom row here, and that's a purple 1-9, so this can't be 4-6. And now where can the purple 4-6 in this row go? It has to be one of these two. So this can't be the purple 4-6, it's 3-7. This is 4-6. These can't be 2-8s, they're 1-9s. 1-9 is gone. Chip Sounder says, without more clues, this wouldn't be unique, was what I meant to type.
The purple 4-6 that you just did in box 5 hit the other side of the palindrome.
Right. This can't be a 9 anymore. This one can't be a 9 for the same reason. Because those two are, those two are, and these two, yeah, this one can't be a 9. 3-7 means that's not a 7.
Well, and since it can't be a 7, then the one in the other end can't be a 7.
Oh, right, because they're also palindromes. 2-8-9. And...
Yeah, the other shorty palindrome.
8. Oh, right. Also palindrome. I forgot they were palindromes.
That would be a 1-2-8. Row 5, column 5 would be a 1-2-8-9, and it would be green.
Oh, but it can't be 1 or 9 because the green 1-9 below it. So this one can't be 2-8. And it is 1-2-3. So 1-2-3 is not 2-8. So these two are not 1-9. Also, well, I think that was how we figured that out. Maybe, I'm not sure. 1-9 means this is not 1-9. Is this one going around this way? Looks like I probably
That's
already have
green.
it.
Yeah.
Those two. Can't be 2-8. And so now we just gotta get which one's high and low. We're missing the purple.
Okay, those are 5 in purple.
Yeah. This is a random purple digit without numbers in it. Can't be 1 or 9. That's the only purple we know. Chip Sounder says, without the whisper line, there is more than one solution. Okay, where else? Okay. Purple 2 8s. Has to be here. It has to be in the middle. It has to be in column 5. And it can't be the purple 1 9, and this 2 8 removes it from the bottom. So then it has to be one of those two, but it can't be this one because this one's here. And now it has to be that one. So these are purple 2 8s. So now this one is a 2 or 8. Okay, how about purple 3 7s? So these two are 3 7. Has to be one of those 3. So since it has to be one of these 3, removes those, so it's this one. And now it has to be one of the bottom 3, so it's one of the top, so not there. This one removes that, so that's 3 or 7. Jonesy was hinting at the palindrome hiding more information without spoiling anything. Yeah, I knew I needed to look more at it. Just hadn't gotten there yet. Chip Sounder says 3-cell palindromes don't need duality. That is unique. So those and those we don't know, but everything else is purple. 3 7. Okay, that makes these 4 5 6, and those could be the same because the thermos are slow thermos.
Right. Column 9 needs 1 purple and a 5.
Oh, 5 that. 5 here, 5 there, and you said purple 4 6. Means these
And the
two
other
are
2
green.
are.
And this is 1 2 8 9 because it sees the 3 7, so that's a 3 7. And this 2 8 fixes those around. This row is a purple 4 6, I think, and a green 1 9. Just going to take. Oh, well, I already had the 2 8 there. Green 1 9 is this one.
And it cannot be a 1. Oh, yes,
Could
it
be
can
slow
because it's
thermo.
a slow
Oh,
thermo.
except no, because there's a green 1 9 in there. So it can't both be green 1 9s. So green is red and purple is blue. Doot, 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 doot. One now. Nice. Doot, 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 doot. Eight. That's for 8, and this is 8. These sixes. 1, 6, 4. None of those are 6 now. 1, 2, and 4 is gone. Then Chip Sounder says, awesome. That was pretty nice to get that one in. That's a 3-4 pair. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I see 79. And 4, 5, and 6. So that's a 3. That's a 4. That's a 3. Those are all blue. 5 and 6. Don't know which way those go. I don't see 3 or 5. Jonesy says that is impressive how you work your way through keeping track of everything. It is a little tricky to keep everything sorted. But yeah, the keeping track of the colors, I think, is the hardest part. Well, not necessarily the color, but yeah, keeping track of the way that the things. Say again. Sorry, Mama.
That one's 6.
But keeping track of the way that the puzzle, the way. How am I trying to phrase this? Keeping track of the way the German whisper line has to orient itself. I could have been a little clearer about it, because I try to do sort of the same thing that Cracking Cryptic does, which is explain the logic, and I sort of failed to do that in this puzzle. I just sort of immediately went to the German whisper line alternates high and low, and putting in the values. And so I don't think this one would have made a good explanatory video if I were to clip this one out. But if somebody's already familiar with that, then that would be better. But yeah, keeping track of the way the German whisper line works, the fact that 4s and 6s force 1s and 9s around it, which is the reason I started with 4s and 6s, and I just arbitrarily assigned, I think, green to low and purple to high. I could be wrong. It could have been the other way around. It doesn't really matter. To keep track of the limitations on those. But yeah. But eventually, once I got like some of the ones fixed, like this had to be the 6 or the 4 or 6. That helps a lot with getting things forced in. But yeah, and then the 3 7s and the 2 8s and the 1 9s and stuff, that's definitely tricky to keep it all organized. Row 3. And submit. I definitely enjoyed this puzzle, and we did get it first try. I am glad that one's catching on as well. I don't know if Jonesy, are you trying to make first try a meme like I am, like or a catchphrase or something? 'Cause I don't know. My mom can tell you how often I use first try now, no matter how often I make mistakes. Very
Good
nice, not
morning.
very easy. Yeah. I also say good morning at all times of the day. Although I don't find many reasons in the afternoon to say good morning to people as much as I wish I did. If I walk into um, if I walk into like a store that has a greeter, like at Walmart or Costco, I'll say good morning, even if it's the afternoon. Or uh,
Well,
if
when we used to go used
but
to go to the Y, there was that lady that's like called you Australia.
yeah, I would say that this was it was manageable. Took us a little longer than it probably should have. But I would say that this one was well, would I call this a hard puzzle? I think it's
More
maybe it's
toward
on the
average.
yeah on maybe it's on the harder side, but I'm gonna call it a hard
It was
puzzle.
more just fiddly back and forth rather than
Yeah. More people are calling it easy. So I usually rate things on average a little higher than the majority. Um, but that happens. It was definitely a very fun puzzle to do. But yeah, all right. Then let me make sure I copy this one into my notes, so that way I can post it on the video description once this turns into a regular VOD. But with that, it is time to sign off. Um,
nearly 10:30 here.
yep. Yeah. But with that, it's time to go to the thank you for watching screen. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. If you'd like to see more content on this channel, that will be Sudoku on uh, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then I will be playing more Sanctum 2 on Saturday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. I think I said 7, or excuse me, 8 p.m. for Wednesday and 7 a.m. for Saturday. And then I promise to play more of The Last of Us Part 1. If you'd like to catch those streams, because I do not schedule them in advance, make sure to ring the notification bell and set it to give you notifications, so that way you can see those. But it's YouTube, so all of the VODs will be available pretty much right away, even if you miss the live stream. But yeah, I think that's all the things. Chip Sounder says save the full deck puzzle for next time that I recommended. Yeah, and then I think. Let's see, did you send me that on Facebook? I'll go here. I don't see the notification of a message. But I can play full deck Sudoku puzzle. Oh, is full deck the setter? Did I miss a recommendation in the chat? Full deck and missing a few cards. Full deck and missing a few cards. And what was the name of the puzzle again? So... It's a good thing there are not too many chat messages so I can read through them quickly enough. Running round the court. Okay. Running round the court. There it is. Copy. And let's see. So, launch a message Germany. Nope. At least I didn't see it on there. What? Search. Full. Okay, I only see them with one puzzle unloaded, Masters Germany, so save that right here. Copy. That in notes over here. Down here. And save. Alright, with that, I am finally gonna hit the mute button. So, have a great night, everyone, or morning, or day, or whatever time of you are watching this. Yeah. Goodbye.